It's December 1st. It's Thursday, 2022. It's the SOS show with James Lott Jr. I'm James Lott Jr., super organizer. I have been off for a few weeks because I've been dealing with COVID. Yes, James Lott Jr. got first my daughter came to town, we hung out. And then I had COVID. It finally hit me almost 3 years into this, and I got COVID. I'm still coming out of it. I'm a little bit of sinus stuff, but I'm feeling a way lot better, and I had a mild case. So my thanks and gratitude go to God and to nature, and whoever decided to give me a mild case. Um, so I have a little bit of sinus stuff, but other than that, I got away with extreme fatigue, a little bit of fever at one point. But my appetite's still here, all that stuff. I didn't lose sense of taste or smell, so I had a mild case. And I'm still coming out, but it's a little lingering. It's a lingering sinus thing. It's just not going away yet. But it's only been day 9, so I really can't. I really can't complain. But I'm here and I'm back, and we're talking about because the holidays is literally we're in the holiday season, kids. And I thought about something this year because I always give tips to you guys every year. I do it all the time. I also have my show, which is on here on my channel. I think I have links to it. The Super Organizer Christmas show, organizing Christmas show. You could totally go there and check out more tips there too. But I was like, this is something that I don't think I ever talked about. And I was thinking about this the other day, going, what do you do with all? No one really talks about all the new holiday clutter that comes in, right? We talk about sometimes we talk about presents and stuff, but I'm talking about there's all kind of stuff that comes in that just all of a sudden you're like all these boxes from the Amazons, all the bags from shopping, even the good bag, like the good tote bags versus the plastic ones versus there's so many different things that come in, plus all the presents, plus all the party gifts from the different parties you went to, plus whatever bonuses and things you get from your jobs that whatever they are. Um, Plus you can add a little bit of add a little bit of the old, which is the all the decorations. And you may buy some new ones, but you have also the older ones. So I'm gonna give you 4 ways to get through the new holiday clutter. One is don't panic. Sorry, I said 4 ways, but 3 ways. Sorry, I'm all 4 ways. 3 ways. Yeah, do it. I can't do math. I was trying to do math. 3 ways to get through the new holiday clutter. It'll be all down there. See, the COVID thing is like, yeah. Okay. So one, don't panic. Never panic. It doesn't help. There's always a way. Nothing is permanent. So if you find yourself halfway through the holidays and you're like, oh, well, holy beep, while you're seeing one of your rooms is filled with boxes and stuff, it's gonna be okay. Afterwards, it's gonna be after the holidays. You're like, look at all this stuff. Well, I can't. I don't really. So never panic. It's always number one. We'll figure it out. Get you an organizer or find some organizer or look at my tips online. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. So my big thing, this is number two, my big thing, and this has always been controversial. I did a blog on this like 6, 7 years ago. People just went to town. It was a huge blog, but there was like so much controversy. But I don't care anymore. I think things are different now. You can regift. You can regift. Ignore what people say in the past. I know there's some cultural things. You may have to work that out a little bit. But the whole point is, and this is what all organizers, no matter where we come from, believe in this. You don't want stuff that's just going to sit around, collect dust, and be in the way. It don't matter if you put it in a closet somewhere; it's still in the way. If it's not serving a function, see, this is where I kind of believe I kind of agree with Marie Kondo a little bit. If it's not serving a function, then it needs to go. I'm a person who feel like if you have a spot for it, if it's an heirloom or something, you have a spot for it that it's showcased and looks good, then yes. I'm not talking about super personal items that aren't usually showcased. I'm talking about just like you have 3 blenders or two toasters, or you have 5 of the same book, or be like you know you have a cookie jar and you don't even eat cookies. Like just because it's cute, but you never eat cookies. Nobody comes to your house. Like why are you holding on to it? Things like that. You don't have to keep it. If it's something that's in great shape, I'm always like, pass it on to someone who could use it. The holidays, especially wintertime, especially, people need things. There's so many natural disasters, and people are getting losing their jobs during COVID. All this stuff's happening. They could use stuff. I have friends who could use stuff that I just pass along. I got a second air fryer. I don't need a second air fryer. Okay, I got space. I can probably put it somewhere. But why do that? Give it to someone who will use it and make them happy. And and I again for me, and it's also if it's an act of feeling, act of doing something kind. Also, it's like it's a great thing. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. And I just think people sometimes lose sight of that. That's like that's what makes the world go round is when you pass things along to others. I have friends who are just moving out on their own. They don't have certain chairs or they don't have a table. I say please also, of course, thrift stores. If you're a Salvation Army person or a Goodwill person or a council thrift shops or out of the closet or whatever, there's also those local thrift stores. Pass along to them too. But I just feel like you want to find homes for this stuff so that people can have use for it instead of just sitting there collecting dust. I mean, I've gotten massagers and stuff, and I'm like, I'm never going to use them. I'm literally never going to use it. It's a great idea, but I'm not going to ever use it. I have a friend who's always works at a job where their back hurts all the time. That would be great. Little things like mugs. Like I collect mugs. This is Black Santa. It's coffee. As I rotate my mugs. Watch my previous episodes, I talk about rotating items. So if you have items you can add to the rotation, that's one thing. Then you're fine. You're good to go. But if you have something that's just gonna sit there, and sit there. I think it's a little too much. My candle's burning. I think it's a little too much candle. But that's just completely what I always say with that. It's just it's you can regift. And number three, so don't panic. You can regift. Number three, damaged goods. Get rid of them. Anything that's broken or severely chipped or torn or ripped or stained, I always say it's anyway, get rid of it. Unless I mean, I know there's some ornaments and decorations that are family passed down. So of course you would definitely look at that situation case by case. But but that's not always the case, folks. And you and I both, let's be real. Let's be real between the two of us. That aren't always the case. We're talking about ornaments you got at the 99-cent store. You can buy more than 99 cents. So you can just get rid of the old ones. Like, why are we holding on to them? But there's that. So there's all of that. Of course, get rid of the boxes, the bags, all that stuff. But here's the thing that's always another thing that comes up a lot of times in my practice. Something that someone likes and they're going to try to get it fixed. The handle came off of this. Okay, well, unless you're going to do it right now with some crazy glue, when are you going to do it? Because if I come back 6 months from now and the handle's still off, anything that that Mickey Mouse watch that's not really worth anything. You can buy other things that's not worth anything that you have not fixed in 3, 4, 5, 6 years. If I'm gonna get it fixed. That dress you're gonna get hemmed. Are you gonna get it hemmed? Because us as organizers, we used to think we'll go, okay, let's get also together, let's just make a date and do it. So make a date and do it or not, or get rid of it. Dress too long, you can't wear it, you never do it. Give it to somebody who can wear the dress. I just think, that goes for trees, the old trees, the old Christmas trees that are once you put together. If there's some missing branches, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Clothes you can't fit anymore, get rid of them. I'm gonna lose weight one day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna help. Take pictures of them and say, this is what I want to be able to wear again one day. You can do other things. There's other things you can do, which I'll talk about later in the year. We'll talk about that kind of stuff on the show. But it's that famous, I'm going to get it fixed. I'm gonna see if somebody can fix this. And there are things that are much more complicated that don't work. And they're like, I'm like, but are you get them done? A leg on a table or whatever. Unless you're going to do it, I just want to do it right away. It never gets done. It just doesn't. That's just a hard truth. It just never gets done. There are a few folks out there, I'll make sure I say this, there are a few folks there who are very handy minded and they do take care of stuff around the house and stuff. But most of us, we don't do it. I was guilty of it too. I'm totally guilty of certain things. I'm like, yeah, that didn't, yeah, that's, yeah. So just like giving you a little something. These are three things for you to way to get through the holiday clutter. You can handle it halfway through if you want and handle it in increments, but if you're just too busy, again, don't panic at the end of, New Year's Day or whatever. Then sit down and start to set aside time to handle all these things. Don't panic. It can happen. It happens. You don't blame yourself either. It happens. Two, you can regift and get rid of items. It's no big deal. And three, get rid of those damaged goods. Get them out the house so that you can at least start fresh. I mean, you can always get something later. We can always replace things. So in many cases, replace things later. And like I said, the only caveat I have is there's something that's a very, 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 very family heirloom or something that's very, very emotional for you. Take the time with that. Or leave that alone, but take care of all the stuff that isn't, because not everything's emotional, and we all know not everything's an heirloom, not everything's emotional. We all know the truth. So at least handle that stuff. I'm James Jr., Super Organizer, a lottahelp.com. I have a Super Organizer page. I am available for certain jobs. You can always, if you want to hire me and have me come to you and do some work for you, so you can always check it out. The Super O and the SOS underscore show on Twitter, the Super Organizer show on Facebook, the Super Organizer also on Facebook. I have 2 pages each. Check those out. James Lott Jr. everywhere else. Have a great holiday season, and I will talk to you next time.